What's up, coaches, and welcome back to the show or the podcast. I'm Ramsey, and today we're going to get real about something most people outside of our world don't really see, but those of us in it definitely feel, and that's the hidden cost of being a strength and conditioning coach or an athletic trainer or physical therapist. Most in team sport will relate to this. From job insecurity, constant relocation, missed birthdays, and burnout, this episode is about the sacrifices behind the scenes. If you've ever felt the weight of the grind, this one's for you. You're not alone, so let's get into it. I've coached in the NBA, and I've been the director of performance for a national championship college basketball program. And now I spend a good amount of my time educating the next generation of performance professionals. And through all of it, one thing has stayed constant. This job costs something, right? This isn't about complaining, it's about connecting. If you're early in your career, deep in the grind, or questioning if you're alone in the struggle, then this episode is for you. So let's pull back the curtain on the sacrifices that we all make to work within a high performance environment. And I want to start with the first one, job instability, right? Something that many of us know maybe a bit too well. One of the biggest hidden costs of the field is instability. Strength and conditioning jobs often tied to head coaches, GMs, athletic directors, and when they do, so do you, right? It doesn't matter how well you perform. In fact, oftentimes people are hired and fired in spite of how they perform. Your future is oftentimes not in your hands. Even in the NBA, I knew how fragile my position could be. One coaching change and the whole performance staff might be gone. Now, we were fortunate that never happened to us, but we all dealt with that reality. And in college, the same thing can apply. I know so many coaches that have to either move with a coach or they lose their job when there's a coaching change. And that kind of instability can wear on you. It's hard to plan a future, buy a home, or even feel settled when you don't know if you'll be in the city next year. But if you felt that anxiety, again, you're not alone. Most coaches are living year to year, and we rarely talk about it. But again, we all deal with it. So that's the first one. The second one, so we pull this up, relocation, right? Relocation's another one. In 2019, I relocated across the country to move to Kansas because this career often requires you to move, sometimes across the country, sometimes across the world. I know multiple people who have moved across the world and back, right? And done it multiple times, packing up, leaving everything behind, including their friends and routines and everything that feels comfortable to start anew. For some, that's exciting, but for others, it could be exhausting. Now imagine if you have a partner, you have kids, it becomes even more complicated, right? Uprooting your entire life can undoubtedly take a toll on you. And unlike most people, we don't get to choose where we want to live. We go where the opportunity is, right? That sacrifice is rarely acknowledged by those outside the profession, and it's not glamorous, so we don't talk about it, but it is necessary at times. So first was instability, then there was relocation, and then we have to talk about time away. Coaches work long hours, early lifts, late practices, weekend games, summers recruiting, right? There's always something, and it really never stops. There is no off season, right? I've missed plenty of birthdays. In fact, I've never seen one of my nieces. I've never been to her birthdays. Plenty of weddings, holidays, and I know I'm not alone. It's part of the job, but it doesn't make it easy. And while your athletes might remember your effort, your loved ones obviously remember the absence. And that's a stark contrast, right? There's a constant tension between being present at home and committed at work. Most coaches silently carry this burden of hoping the people in their lives understand, but far too often they won't. And you're not weak for feeling torn, you're human, right? So time away can weigh on you. What about emotional toll or burnout, right? That's another one we can talk about. Field doesn't take only your time, it takes your energy. In fact, most of us are energy givers. It's literally our job to give energy. You spend your days leading others, motivating, teaching, managing, adjusting. You're constantly giving, and that means you often have nothing left of yourself. And if you're not focused on refilling your cup, that can lead to burnout. And at times, your own health could take a turn, right? You might stop training, you might not be sleeping well, you'll stop feeling joy in the work that you used to love. I've been there. It's not weakness, it's overload. You gotta find a way to refill and recharge your batteries. And the worst part, we're often the last ones to even notice it in ourselves, right? Burnout is real, so check in on your energy. And if you're listening to this, then check in on your people. So finally, why do we stay, right? Again, this wasn't supposed to be a 5-minute segment on complaining, just acknowledging. But with all the sacrifices that we do make, there is a reason that keeps us here, right? Because despite all it takes, the work matters. We help athletes transform, we build confidence, we change lives. And that's not just fluff, it's facts. We all have those transformative stories about athletes, helping them achieve their goals. We believe in the mission, we believe in the people around us, and we believe that our presence makes a difference. So ultimately, that's why we stay. So if you felt the weight of this career, the instability, the exhaustion, the quiet doubts, just know that you're not alone. So keep pushing, keep showing up, but also don't carry the weight alone. When in doubt, reach out to others. Talk to other peers that can relate to this, right? Maybe they need you as much as you need them. We don't compete for rebounds, so we can support each other off the court or off the field. This profession is tough, but it's filled with people who care. It's filled with givers like me and you, and it's filled with incredible coaches. Thanks for listening. If this resonated with you, share it with another coach, someone who might need to hear it. And make sure you click the link below where there's a full article that really unpacks some of these thoughts a little bit deeper.